with our month being all about vulnerability, are you willing to share a little bit about what brought you to a point where you are opening your soul and writing children's books and building meditations and creating artwork and doing all of these beautiful things that are so aligned with energy when maybe that's not where you actually originated your career from?
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, my life before, I would say about 32, that's when things really started to shift in my life. My life before that was very normal, I guess you would call it. I had average jobs. I mean, I've bounced around at a bunch of different jobs because I would get bored. I would usually hit the year mark and then I would just get just so restless and bored and I just wanted to do something different. So I would have a little mental breakdown or breakthrough, as we called it, or as you call it. And then I would start a new job and do the whole thing all over again. And that was just my cycle. That's what I did for since I was 16, really. And then I always told myself that if I got a government job where I only worked 4 days a week, where I got good pay, good benefits, low stress, nobody really knew what I did, then I'd be happy. Then I'd be happy. And then I got the government job, 4 days a week, good pay, good benefits. No one knew what I did. So I could just do whatever I wanted kind of thing. And around the year mark, I hit that itch again. And that's when I started to panic because I'm like, well, this is what I thought would make me happy. This is what everybody said would be a good job for me. It was stable, it was dependable. And here I am, I'm still miserable. So I knew that I needed to make a change in my life. I needed to fix something on the inside because everything I was doing on the outside wasn't working. The jobs I was seeking, the relationships I was seeking, they weren't fulfilling me. So of course, I knew about meditation, but I had spent years avoiding it, as many people do, because it for some reason seems so off-putting to people before they've started meditating. I mean, I guess it seems like a big challenge. Like, how am I just going to sit there clearing my thoughts for 15 minutes? It seems like an impossible task before you start doing it.
Heck
But I
yeah.
was at, yeah, but I was at my wit's end and I needed to do something. I didn't want to go on antidepressants again. I'd been on those before in my life and they just kind of made me, well, the first time they worked, but when I wanted to go off of them, it was bad. Like I spiraled downwards and it was a really dark time in my life. And so I avoided them for about 10 years. And then my doctor suggested I go on them again. So I did. But this time it was like I was a zombie. I couldn't find joy in anything. I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be sad. I couldn't feel anything. And to me, that felt worse than being depressed. So I went off those and I just did the best I could to try to to try to be happy. But then I committed to meditation. I had a surgery, so I was going to be off for about a month from work. So I decided this is the best time. I have nothing else on my plate. I'm going to devote 20 minutes every day to meditating. And I did that for the whole of December. And I tell you that the change that I noticed right away, well, in the first week, I started to notice a mood elevation. And then around the second, third week, I could actually start to feel the energy. And that was really fun because I'd never felt that before. And it felt like I could move it around. What I've come to realize now is that I was just becoming aware of it and it felt like I was moving it around. I wasn't quite at the point where I could move it yet. I was just becoming aware of it, but it was still really cool. And in that month alone, it really transformed my life and it made me want to go deeper into what you can accomplish with meditation.